Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Made by Folk, another live session today with two really exciting guests live from Italy with us. We're going to talk to Ilenia and Luca at Studio Illo, and they're going to talk us through a few of their recent projects. One that was literally just cleared by the client about half an hour ago, so I'm really excited to see this one. And as usual, we'll do they're going to give us a talk here live. Feel free to answer some questions, but we're going to ask some questions, but we're going to move the Q&A to Instagram Live afterwards. So we'll probably spend about half an hour here, and then you can ask lots of questions on IGTV. All right, well, let's get our guests online. They're going to talk us through a few of their recent projects. One that was literally just cleared by the client about half an hour ago, so I'm really excited to see this one. I hope you guys are doing well. As usual, we'll do they're going to give us a talk here live. You're very welcome. Feel free to answer some questions, but we're going to ask some questions, but we're going to move the Q&A to Instagram Live afterwards. So we'll probably spend about half an hour here,
2 seconds.
And then I have no idea where it's coming from on IGTV. All right, well, let's get our guests online. They're going to talk us through a few of their recent projects. One that was literally just cleared by the client about half an hour ago, so I'm really excited to see this one. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, I've got it. Whew, I think I had another stream on the side. I just heard everything 3 times. That would have been impossible. So let's try that again. Welcome to Made by Folk.
Thank you.
So I already saw a couple of slides that you guys presented, and I'm super excited to hear all about it. But let's tell us a little bit about where we're talking to you today.
Yeah. So we are Illo, and this is us, Luca,
yes,
and Ilenia. Maybe we can
shake hands
together.
Just to show that it's actually. Otherwise, if we don't shake hands, you can't tell.
So we are the 2 partners of the 2 founders of the studio. I'm in charge more of creative direction, and
I'm more in charge of the client's direction.
But of course, being the founders, we do a bit of everything, especially in the first years of our experience here at Illo. So Illo is a design studio with focus on motion design and illustration,
yes,
and our style
shake hands
in terms of shapes, but very colorful in terms of color palettes. And we also aim for very clear storytelling, because usually we explain complex concepts. Sometimes it's about technology, sometimes it's about sustainability, but we usually try to make the long story short. We are an international team based in Italy.
Of 15 people.
Yeah.
We are in the business since 9 years. We started in basically 2010, really the initial steps, and then basically the company was founded in 2012. And we work a lot with international clients. Like we are based in Italy, in Turin specifically, but we really work a lot with everyone around the world. A lot in the US, but also across Europe, across the Middle East, and also a bit of Asia. So we are kind of specializing in what we do, and we work a little bit with everyone that wants that around the world.
And so this was our more written definition, but probably this will describe us better. So you can see here our motion design style. That's very simple, very colorful, We like to use abstract shapes, also simplify objects, and also use a good amount of characters. Okay, so this is us.
A few years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see the comparison. You can do
back then and now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Before and after.
So we started our career in this industry in 2010. We actually founded Illo in 2012. But I mean, let's start from the very beginning, because maybe it could be very interesting for who is starting his career or studio right now. So also because probably it's a similar historical moment, because when we graduated in 2010, it was like the middle of the economic crisis, and so it wasn't the best moment to find a proper job in an agency probably. And so also Luca and I both had some experiences in bigger companies. Luca in some advertising agencies. I worked for Warner Bros. And it was very good. And we say hi to all our former colleagues. But probably we were feeling a bit like a small gear of a very complex system. While
we just both escaped that world and tried to say, okay, if we had to do this really hard, because at the time we were facing the reality that to start and to start a career and to start to get recognition, you needed to put an extra amount of work and really do your best. We were saying, okay, it's not the best to do it in an environment where you're such a small gear, and instead we wanted to kind of go back to a more human level and more much smaller
way to do things. Also, we are a couple. Probably you can tell by the fact that we are very close in this in this
COVID
safe. Yeah, exactly. And also maybe it was a good life balance choice to being able to push further our careers, but also push further our love story.
Spend time together, because at the beginning we just thought, okay, if we have to do both two different jobs and work hard on our careers, we would literally maybe have a few hours left to spend together every day. So we said, no, let's spend a bit more time together.
At the time, we didn't realize that then we would have spent the next 10 years almost 24 hours every day together. That's maybe the downside of...
maybe we can speak about this
later
in the Instagram.
We can tell you the pro and cons about being a couple and being
working with your partner.
Definitely adding that to my questions.
And but it was good. And also, I mean, we wanted to build up a studio where design was crucial. Also, we started when the Silicon Valley wave was really big. So we were starting enjoying all the apps, smartphones and technology that we have nowadays, but it was pretty new things at the time. And so we wanted to bring a design perspective to that world, to that more nerdy world.
Yeah, which didn't look very designer friendly back then, probably.
And we studied engineering, so we used to know that kind of world, and we want to bring some aesthetics to that.
Yeah, we love technology in general.
And also we wanted to build a studio where everyone was happy to work, so you can have a time for the aperitivo after work, and you can have a life after work.
Very important.
Okay, so we started with a very strange name.
Oh.
Illo, you go.
Yeah, that's very too complex, and we that's still the name of our company, by the way. We need to change that. But basically, we started with this complex name that just came out of university when we were opening a Vimeo account, and we say, how do I call it?
I'm not Arangelo.
And Luca Gonnelli, so we just messed up with our names. But then fortunately we just removed lots of letters and we just kept the four that made more sense, and we simplified everything to Illo.
I don't know if we have this slide.
No, we don't have that. Okay. So
just imagine
a fantastic animation where the first two letters and the L in the middle and the final O just collapse together, and boom, you have
incredible. I can see it. I can see it in front of me.
Lazy animators. Yeah.
And everyone, of course, in the first years will say, "Oh my God, you're calling yourself Illo." Sorry, you go, so probably it's not the best choice. They were calling us in very weird names.
Yeah, most of US clients they were calling us the Italians. Italian clients, they were calling us probably the Japanese. Or
exactly,
Swedish,
yeah, because it sounds like it doesn't sound Italian at all.
It sounded like an IKEA furniture.
And yeah, but we had like the chance and the luck to find out something that was really representative for our brand, like illustration. It sounds also a bit Italian, and yeah.
And it's the like living proof that it doesn't matter with which name you start, because
exactly.
like, if we did it with this name, I mean, anyone can do anything with any name.
Okay, so let's talk about our team.
Yeah, straightforward to 9 years later, and we are a team of 15. These are a few of the people involved. We are, of course, the two in the middle. Yeah, and we have a pretty diverse team. It's like we really like to gather people from different backgrounds and different parts of the world and of Italy in general. And yeah, we have lots of international people coming from the UK, Armenia, Romania, Iran, Brazil. So, and throughout time nowadays, fortunately, when we open a position, we receive lots of applications from everywhere around the world, and people just want to come to work with us.
And I mean, it's not for granted, because in our city, Turin, like it's a medium-sized city, it's 1 million inhabitants, but it's not like a major European city.
It's not New York.
Yeah, exactly, not New York, neither Milan or Berlin. So yeah, it's
awesome,
very awesome to see like people joining us in our city.
Yeah, and it's also very like we are completely gender balanced, and this is something that we really like. We didn't plan for it, and actually naturally came this way. But like, of course, we are very also happy to beat it this way and to have a very big women representation in our company.
Yeah, because of course it can make also the difference. Like having a diverse team can lead you to make more diverse work, or of course having the perspective of everyone around the table. It's really important to make like something that sounds reasonable to our values. But okay, let's go.
This is the last picture of us before COVID. So there was last picture in which we are all together in one same picture. Nowadays we are starting to come back to the studio after, of course, 1 big year of remote, like everyone else. And yeah, we are like half of the team is coming to the studio nowadays. So
of course, maybe if you want to do like ask some question later on how Illo is. Facing the COVID situation, because maybe of course there is always this aspect that is it better to do remote working or in real life?
We were not a remote company before. We like to be together, and like we had also some very tangible aspects to build for our project, and so we literally shared this space where we are right now. So yeah, it was initially not that easy, but it turned out super well. So
you made it.
Great.
Yeah, of course we're trying to keep in the team also at the studio, because it's important to see other humans as well.
And it's pretty difficult to have new people joining the team and being really part of the family if you're all remote. So that's the hard part we are focusing on right now.
Yeah.
Great. So studio culture.
Yeah, studio culture. So like as a team, we like to do lots of things together, and especially to kind of build this very strong relationship and being part of this family, as I was telling before. So, for example, we eat together at the expense of the studio most of the time. This means that right now we are like sending meals with the deliveries to everyone around the city. But back in the days, we were all gathering around one big table.
Yeah, also because we started in our apartment. So like back in the days, Luca and I
Yeah, we were
living like in a very small apartment. We were sharing the table, and we had like our first teammate. And I mean, we were just eating together, and
just
this tradition,
cooking together.
And we did until 5 years ago, and then we had like some more professional deliveries. But yeah, it's very important to have everyone around the table and talk about stuff that are not necessarily commercial projects.
We also swap desks, which is something that it's quite important for us. Like, of course, when desk and offices were a thing, but basically, yeah, we are as we go back to normal. Hopefully, we are going to restart doing that. But basically, this means that you don't have a fixed position in our office. You would basically every kind of 2 or 3 weeks you would just change position, and so you would change your colleagues, the colleagues you have around, in function of the projects, and also to like bring a little bit of remixing the cards and having everyone kind of having a good relation with everyone else. We also have weekly creative talks, so each week in a kind of a rotation mechanism, one of us has a talk, a small talk internally, like 30 minutes talk after lunch, in front of everyone else, and he can talk about anything that he wants. So we had things very speaking about design, about work, and something instead completely outside of the work environment, like wine tastings or what to do in Canada or anything.
Yoga
like
classes or something like this.
And once per year we organize a big studio trip and we go travel the world and all together, and this is like a picture from us in Marrakesh in Morocco from 2019. Yeah. And so of course, yeah, we even were able to do that last year, just of course a bit closer and a bit closer to our city. But yeah, we really kind of do this both either to maybe to go to conferences or to basically do like creative retreats where we can just focus on ourselves and our craft, and maybe kind of learn something new, some new techniques, something inspiring. And so yeah, that's really part of the team, this kind of approach.
Sounds great.
And this is our studio, maybe.
That's
you can see like
where we are right
are you actually in the studio today? I wasn't sure. I just thought you had a really nice home.
It's not our living room, unfortunately. No, it's our studio, and we are here. You can see some other picture here.
In the next slide. So yeah, we have this studio with storefronts on the streets.
Yeah.
So we are really open to the rest of the neighborhood. And it's funny because people will ask us what we do, and they really don't clearly understand it, but we try to explain them all the time.
Do they come in? Do you just have random folks?
I mean, they can't come in because like we have to open the door. It's not automatically open, but like they ask us if we sell kitchen or if we clean stuff or
if we can help them. When they understand that we make videos, they can like ask us if we can like grab all their footage from their niece's birthday party and
or
do something.
They're also very cute, like all the grandkids asking us if we can give them computer classes.
Lessons, yeah.
So yeah.
that's a good idea here in Italy. It's a business that could literally start easily.
Okay. So we talked about our international team, but we have also very strong Italian DNA, and the biggest part of this DNA is the pizza margherita, and it's a metaphor I really like to say because it really represents very well our work, because I mean the shape is very simple. You have a very limited color palette. Is very no-brainy. I think it's very representative of the mood you can find here at Illo, working in our team or working as a client. So we are very easygoing.
And delicious.
And beyond the pizza stuff, of course, we are very attached to some of our Italian design heritage from the last decades, or maybe more recent, from the work from Bruno Munari or Vignelli or Sozzos. So this is something that inspires our style, and you can see that. Of course, we like to say that there is some connection with the work of this great artist, but I mean, we will see in the next decades
We're definitely inspired by.
Yeah,
by
but
that.
like it's very a way like to intend the design for us. And let's see some projects.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 projects. One is going to be a video. The other one is going to be a studio project, like multi-technique and experience. And the third one is going to be an illustration system, the one that just released that we mentioned earlier. Okay, so the first project we are going to see is the Akima brand video. So it's a motion design video we created to explain the world of the Inupiats, that like is a population.
Yeah, it's a tribe from northern Alaska.
And yeah, I mean, I put down like some of the main brief aspects. So Akima is a holding of 14 companies in Alaska, and the stakeholders are indigenous people, and this is a very good thing for them because they can actually take economic benefit from the company. So of course, in exchange, like it was a quite big trade-off for them, and the video has the purpose to explain why still it's good for them, like to maybe a reviser and self-tradition and have a more contemporary life. But of course, it wasn't an easy choice, as you will see in the video. It was a brand video, so it wasn't like really a commercial video, it was like a branded content for this company. It was very long recording and very short timeline. So like we had a very like a live recording of Inupiaq wise man.
Yeah, an audio recording basically, an audio interview, not unscripted, but like not even scripted. I would say something. We had like a few points, but then the person could speak and literally say anything.
Yeah, and probably we started thinking about the video being like 90 seconds, or that it's like a more reasonable length for our standards, and then it became 3 minutes, but they were needed, as you will see.
We just
went
for it.
Yeah, but we had still a very short timeline because it was for an event. And so we also, you will see in the process how we tried to like make out the best of the time we had with some simplification, but still using a very rich and emotional style that was richer than our standard that usually is quite simple, flat and synthetic. Okay.
So,
right.
Video.
This is where I'll take over for you so that we get some system audio. So just pretend like we are smoothly transitioning to this next part, and I'll play this for everybody to see.
Growing up, our elders always told stories. Stories of the hunt, of family, of our Inupiat Kuret. Life in the Arctic challenges you. The environment is unforgiving, resources are limited, but it's our home. My people, the Inupiat, learned to share the burden of survival over 10,000 years. There was a rhythm to life until it changed. The modern world came to us. Europeans offered trade. They gifted us knowledge, they share their culture. Little did we realize the danger. Suddenly we need to compete where we never had before. The environment changed. Eroding shorelines, warmer winters, and the sounds and smells of the air drove the animals far away. Our children were sent to modern schools that taught only English. We began to lose our Inupiaq language. Our way of life was in peril. We had to learn to walk in two worlds with one spirit, to retain our ancestral values but thrive in the modern world. We knew we would find a way to survive. We went to Congress to fight for our rights. In 1971, the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act allowed us to create our own destiny, which compensated us for the loss of many of our land by granting us government contracting rights. We shared our rights. We formed the NANA Corporation and we made our Inupiaqs shareholders. In 1995, NANA formed Akima so we could benefit from those rights. As we continued to keep one foot firmly planted in the world of our traditional lifestyle, we also brought our Inupiaq values to the world of business. Honesty and integrity govern our activities. we fulfill our commitments and we treat everyone with dignity and respect. What began as a group of small Arctic villages now provides support for a wide range of industries. Our work is providing for shareholders in ways that our ancestors could never have imagined. All of Akima's profits return to Nana, contributing to community development, strengthening our Inupiaq culture, elder care, employment opportunities, and the education of our youth. With the support of our children, Akima is already helping to shape the future. I walk in two worlds with one spirit. I'm Inupiaq. I am a shareholder and proud of it.
Oh, that was really great. Like such a, as you said, it's such a evolution of your existing style with so many nice little textures and details in there. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
We must say that we work with another agency, like that was like the direct contact for the client, and with another very creative person we really like to work with, that's Dave Stone. And so when we work with Dave, sometimes we go towards stranger direction.
Yeah, crazy ideas that it kind of pushes us
exactly,
towards.
a bit out of our comfort zone. And here you can see a real storyboard from. We must say that not the one you will see on Beyonce with like agency,
like recreating it.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Just like, okay, this was a storyboard, but
Direct
it's
contact
super.
with the client, and with another creative person we really like to work with, Dave Stone. And so when we work with Dave, sometimes we go towards stranger direction.
Crazy ideas that it
Doesn't match
kind of
the
pushes us
text probably because but of our comfort zone. It's a very important moment of our process when we sketch things. We want that this moment should be fast and very simple, also because this will help in having a more synthetic visual approach after with illustration. And we just need to iterate very fast, evaluate multiple ideas, and we also always have like good experiences with clients. Also because when you do maybe some more detailed storyboards, then the clients say, okay, I like this.
That's perfect, let's animate this.
And you have to say, no, actually it's a storyboard, it's not the actual illustration, but I like this one. And so,
sometimes that can happen.
Exactly.
But with our storyboards never happens because the clients clearly says, okay, no, I'm of course you're not going to actually do like this, right? No, don't worry. It will become nicer later, but it's just to give an idea of what we have in mind to
it's something that is a design level that they can also do. So maybe it's very relatable, so it works very well.
Yeah.
And you have all the basic information you need to develop the illustration and animation further. For example, this
is the end result coming from that storyboard scene.
And since the very first sketch, still you have like this information about the flames, about like this mask, and
pretty similar.
Yeah.
Almost identical.
Exactly.
This was another scene, and also there you have all the information needed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will say on this slide because it's like quite important. I mentioned earlier that we had very few weeks of time to develop this project that was like needed to be richer and it was a bit out of comfort zone. It was a project that became longer than expected, and so we had two strategies. So we have very simplistic landscapes, and we use a lot of texture to avoid to do a lot of animation. So we kept like this snowy mood that was enriching all the piece without the need, of course, of doing big animation later. And also about the characters, you will see that they have a more detailed face than our standards, but our body, their body is very, very simple. So it's a sort of very simple shape. You can see here that, you have just maybe fluid shape.
Yeah.
And this was very important to save time and avoid doing maybe big wall cycling or other stuff. So they've just like this big coat. And
to make it more Illo?
Yeah, exactly, because it was a bit of our comfort zone, so we decided to add a couple of more Illo colors that are like very distinctive for our work, and some geometrical shapes, as you can see here.
Nice.
You can see, yeah, like lots of texture, less animation time. This is a secret we want to share with you all.
I haven't seen.
Exactly. Why?
But then we also decided to not waste, invest a lot of time in doing some details in a bird, for example. Yes.
And this is the video.
And we actually we were super surprised to win our first staff pick by Vimeo.
And it probably is not an award, so we didn't won, but
like they selected it. So,
exactly. So we were super excited.
And then we also. They also like go ahead. There's more bigger logos and like was also nominated for the
we also
festival.
Actually a physical prize that is very exciting. It's not like a PDF, but it's like a physical prize for communication arts from the illustration of Akima. So we are very excited.
We should put that add that even bigger.
Exactly.
Sorry, it's not updated.
Oh, congratulations!
Thanks. We didn't won the Vimeo festival, but let's just show it. And then the second project, I'm just going to be a little quicker because I think we are going over.
Oh, don't worry, we always go over time. I don't think we've ever managed to stick to half an hour. No rush.
So Tarotobot, it's a completely different kind of project because it's a studio project actually. So this means that it's not for our client, it's not commissioned, it's only for ourselves. And sometimes we like to do these kinds of projects to kind of experiment and do something. Oh my god, our dog is going to bark because there are people just outside.
Because we have like a storefront.
Sorry, we are doing the interview. The storefront thing you see, that's how it works. Bye, ciao. So, bingo.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Okay, so I was saying we like to do this kind of studio projects where it's not commissioned by a client. We try to do that once per year, maybe. We should
do it like every 6 months, and then it's every year and a half.
Yeah.
Because it's a big investment in terms of work, of energies, but. It's very important to set the style and have fun for.
And it's fun for everyone in the team. You will see that we definitely had fun building this one, but also it's a very nice way to. It's basically a cycle. Like when you do a project like this and it's successful, you have more clients asking you to do something similar, and so it's very. You are actually not wasting time at all on studio projects. It's definitely an investment into maybe doing one step further and kind of reaching a new level and doing something out of your comfort zone. And that's definitely the case for this project.
I mean, when you have like so many clients asking you for tarots for commercial purposes, you realize that it's time to do a new studio project.
Exactly. Do another step and something different. No, but basically, the concept for this is this. It started because we were having our 7th birthday party as a studio. 2019, and we said, okay, 7. We sat down to kind of find a theme for the party. And we kind of realized that 7 is a very kind of particular number, which has some.
You can tell the truth, Luca, because when we are stuck with brainstorming, we use a word generator online.
We just used that, and
it
came
was
out
like prediction. Okay, it was a theme.
Yeah, exactly, and also connected to the 7 being like a kind of particular number, and so we just decided to build our own tarot deck, but with a kind of a twist in the sense that it would be of course all designed by us, but also the content. Like instead of having the death, you have the deadline. Instead of having, I don't know, the fool, you have the keyframer, aka the animator, or instead of having the creation, you have the artificial intelligence. So as you can imagine, we kind of tried to create this tarot deck with topics about the creative and technology industries. And that was like the fun part of that, creating a tarot deck that has completely different meanings and completely different kinds of usages from the official ones or the ones that you're used to see. And then we went on and created lots of different things based on this. And so we created an actual experience on our website, where you can have your tarots being read automatically, and the system will provide you with a kind of a prevision for your a forecast for your future. We also printed these out as a real tarot cards during the party.
Yeah, we can move the computer, but
we have them also here attached to our walls. We even created all a kind of AR experience, so you could kind of frame the cards in your phone and that they would animate.
Wow.
Or we created even video mapping on the walls of the party location. So we created lots of stuff around these topics. But yeah, let's see we have a very short teaser video when we launch the project, so you can.
All right, this is where I take over again and show you the. Right, and we're back. Yeah, that looked so cool. Like I can imagine them working really well in AR. So did you just print like one set just for the party, or did you actually make some little decks to hand out?
We made some extra, and we have still maybe 2 or 3 decks here at the studio, but we're planning to do more because
like people asked us to can I buy these?
No wonder.
Didn't thought about that, but yeah, maybe in the future we will see.
Next time.
Send to people.
Our friends.
Freely,
exactly. But it was really nice to have like the actual deck, a physical deck with some gold. It was very precious.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so. Yeah, this is what the experience. So we build the tarots and then we build this experience on the website. And the experience is pretty simple. You go there and you basically unfold the three cards that are of course different each time, and that would basically kind of predict your future. And after picking the cards, I always go wrong with this. Okay, you are giving a kind of prediction which should be kind of ironic and make you smile. Like this one, like in the future, a new law will legitimate designers to apply an additional preliminary fee to every client whose cousin is a graphic designer. My cousin can do it. So yeah, that's one example. And then we have, for example, in the future, saying, Alexa, you are a beep bitch, will be classified as sexual assault. So yeah, that's the kind of spirit that you will get from your prediction, and of course it's kind of a pretty simple project, but at the same time very complex one. Everyone in the team
we use all the media that we are not used to use.
Exactly. Yeah, we used 4 different animations techniques in the web, so from video, GIF, JavaScript-based animation, Lottie, everything you can imagine, all combined together, and all of the team was involved in the project. From even like the copywriters, the business people were like writing all of these. We wrote a lot of, as you can imagine, a lot of different options and different ironic texts. And all the designers and animators were involved, so it was a very crazy project for the whole team.
We don't do video mapping, AR or website mainly, but after this we actually did some projects in this field, so it was really useful.
Amazing.
And if you want to try it, it's still online, still working. A small link here. Not sure if it's clickable, but yeah, tarotobot.illo.tv. You will have fun for
I'll make sure I'll link it in the description as well.
Awesome, thank you. I want it to be as big as this one, but
I'll do my best.
and then we have one third project.
Yeah, last project just released from probably 45 minutes now, and so this is an illustration system. So this is something a bit different from our motion design videos, our motion design production.
But something that we are doing more and more often these days. Like last year, we did 4 of these illustration systems.
And these are, let's say, bigger projects than a single video and more complex because you work more with the client in a more, let's say, digital product core part of their company. Okay, so yeah, I put down like some aspect of the brief. So Affirm is a big American picture player. They've just released their new brand identity,
Literally.
and we created all the illustration system. And the illustration system is a prominent feature of this new mode. We built a set of illustration and animation around the narrative of Dream Big, and we made sure that the inclusivity when we were representing characters or also scenarios were always present, and also we wanted to give some dynamism, of course, to the motion part, but also to the static illustration. They needed to be very dynamic. It was a very Illo it is a very Illo style project, so a bit differently from Akima, where we try to push our style in a different direction. This is very comfortable to us, but it was challenging in a different way because we produce a lot of assets, and we are still producing some of them. These are months of work. So when you work on a video, we usually work, let's say, from 4 to 8 weeks usually. It depends on the length of the video, the needs of the client, but it's a shorter time frame. While when we work on an illustration system,
they can last multiple months,
usually
2-3 months.
It's around 3-4 months, I would say, but then maybe they need additional assets, so it becomes
it's a more ongoing
6 months. So it's
collaboration.
a very collaboration.
Sorry.
Sorry. We are still repeating each other. Okay, and last challenge, working with UI. So you, the illustration should talk with the UI, that is framing illustration, and you have to explain very complex concept in just one loop, and also maybe managing also negative feelings about the user, maybe during the user experience, because you have an error or something gone wrong, you can't access the website, and so.
Yeah, exactly. All these illustration systems in general have the objective to kind of give character to a UI, which is maybe very linear, maybe minimalistic, but it doesn't have that kind of human, emotional feeling to it. And so we are kind of,
Yeah, exactly, because we didn't explain what an illustration actually is. Maybe it could be quite simple to understand, but yeah.
But yeah, we might be. So basically, we are adding illustrations and animations to all of the screens of the app where something is required by the user, or when there's something to celebrate, or something instead going badly, there's an error, or maybe when you jump into a full UI but there's an empty state because there's no data yet, and you haven't used the app yet, and so there's an empty state. So all of that is the perfect place for an asset coming from the illustration system. And of course the objective is to do this coherently and have the same style, speaking from the app to the website to every little detail of the digital product.
Yeah. And maybe we can start seeing something. Also, it's something very different in illustration system because it's let's say an open system. Because of course we start creating maybe a good amount of assets. We set the direction. We come up with some very specific guidelines. But then you have maybe 10 internal design team around the world should take these vectors and maybe build up new characters on top of their day-by-day needs.
And it's a very important topic for creating this kind of objective. It's usually very useful for big clients that have lots of design teams, and they need to have a guideline to use illustration across all these teams, and so that's a particularly difficult task to obtain.
Exactly, and so maybe we can go. And yeah, you can see here like how we try to build a sort of small population, a film population around the theme of inclusivity, and also the fact that we should create like a language and something like that was simple in terms of aesthetics, but also very unique for the Affirm brand. And here you can see other illustration. They are around the theme of dreaming big, so we decide to match very big objects with smaller characters. And we try also always to have some dynamic shapes. You can see also this quite dynamic flow of abstract shapes. More things here.
As you can see, they're very dynamic from also, even if they're static, we kind of try to use poses that were super dynamic.
Yeah. And here you have some animations. So you see that this is just like a very small loop. The animation usually when it's embedded within a UI should be quite light.
Simple and short and light. So.
The space is very small. You can't like load the app with tons of megabytes. So yeah, you have like a pretty good number of limitations.
Great. Were you using Lottie for this as well?
Of course, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And here you see other illustrations. And here is a new illustration.
Yeah,
so
how it's been used on the website.
Yeah. We produce icons, spot illustration, like smaller, a little bigger, and all sizes.
All different sizes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Some more animated.
Yeah. And we produced 300 assets. So
and now we're gonna see them all. So these are empty. Now we have still 1 hour to go to see them all.
And
that's it.
That's it.
That's what. Hey. No, that's awesome. That's
okay.
No, we don't have that.
We don't have. Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's it.
Thank you.
Hey, I need to get like some applause sound effects so that at the end I can just like give a big round. Wait, actually, I think I might even have such a thing. I need to actually get my soundboard up. I think there's actually such a thing in here. Sound effects. Let's give a quick little triangle, glockenspiel, applause. Hey. First time I used that. Well worth it though. Oh, that was awesome. I know we went a little bit over, well, quite a bit over time, but that's totally fine. If you do have some more time, then, I would still love to ask a few questions on Instagram. But first of all, thanks for taking the time for putting that presentation together. Great to get a little exclusive look on that new illustration system as well, which turned out really good.
Thank you, Glenn, for having us.
Sure, it was really, really great.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, anybody that wants to see some more work, head over to illo.tv. I'll link I'll put all the links in the description. We're going to go over to our Instagram channel now and have a live Q&A session. So if you watch this and you've got lots more questions like I do, then come over there with us. We'll leave this video here as it is, because otherwise this video will be like 2 hours long. And I'll say thank you to my two guests, Ilinia and Luca. And
thank you, Glenn.
Hey. And I'll see all of you guys in the next stream. See you really soon.
See you on Instagram.
Bye.
Bye. you.